Jesus Christ. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I mean, I should just end it at this point. Can you believe this? Okay, all right. I was talking to myself the whole time, guys. I was talking to Ken, but he didn't give a damn. Come into the room. What? Oh, my God. Come into the room, come into the room. Come into the room, come into the room. Come into the room, come into the room. Ken's over there laughing at me. I'm the joke of the century, right? Because I was sitting here talking to myself for a fucking half an hour. Oh, my God. The chaos. The chaos. The anarchy. Ah. Damn. All right. God damn. Well, fuck it. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Where are the good ones at? From the front to back. Put one hand up. Can you repeat that? Where the good ones at? Where the good ones at? Why is so much drama and trauma if it's good ones? I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again. Tavia the Savior, welcome. Simone Lewis, hey, what's up? Carpathian Pixie, no, you're not too late. Thank you for being here. Pink Pineapple, what's up? All right, what's up, Carpathian Pixie? Thank you guys for being here. I can't believe this ish. Talking to myself, and I'm going to get on here telling y'all who crazy. I'm clearly the crazy one. I'm done. Sitting here talking to myself. Oh, Lord, instead of just clicking a button. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. All right, we're here. Where the good ones at? Jeez. All right. All right, so I'm so dismayed by that. Let me tell you guys, something that I cannot tolerate is incompetence. And that was very incompetent of me. Now it's hot in here, Ken. Get to it. You see how you gotta talk to him? He said over there glaring. What you glaring for? Oh, what you glaring for? You do what I say. Right? Hi, Savvy, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Ken do not like when I put him in on the joke, all right? You don't want to be a part of the joke, okay? Okay, so my question, right, was, are the good ones dissuaded from holding the dusty ones accountable? Now, and there's some women that will say there are no good ones, right? I don't believe that. Maybe it's because, my husband is a good man, but I don't believe that. I believe that there are good men out there. All right, of course. Some of them need to be molded. Some of them need to be forged in the fire. Okay? You ain't just gonna get, baby. And that don't mean that you have to put that work into him. But what it does mean is you're gonna have to inspire him to that greatness, right? That's what it does mean. If you want a good man. If not, maybe a man is not for you, And it's a lot of women that'll tell y'all to hate men, but they laid up with one. That's why I would never do, look, I'm laid up with one, right? So I don't think that's fair for people to come on here and tell y'all to hate or dislike people when they constantly booed up, right? But yeah, so the good ones are definitely dissuaded from standing up for what's right because they're afraid of being ostracized, right? They're afraid of not being cool. They're afraid of not being accepted. A lot of stuff that Black women who break anyone that's had to break generational curses and trauma in their life and their families know a lot about. Anyone that's had to do that work, I'm going to be honest, if you have generational curses and traumas in your family and you haven't done any work on that, I'm kind of not even interested in talking to you at this point in my life. Because I'm like, what have you done? What have you really done? What have you sacrificed? What have you put the work in on? Right? What do you stand for? A lot of people stand for nothing. Okay, that's what we learn. But of course, these men are afraid of being ostracized. And once again, I go back to Malcolm X, who is the greatest Black man that ever lived. Okay, Malcolm X, period. That's in the dictionary. It's a scientific fact. Malcolm X, greatest Black man that ever lived. He was assassinated. Why? By his own. Why? By a Black man. Why? Why, when this man was so anti-racism, did his own take him out? Jealousy. They were jealous of how charismatic and educated and influential he was. And he looked good too. Everybody know that. And most importantly, he was going to expose what was happening to young Black women in his community, how they were being taken advantage of. So he was taken out. But people pretend like that's not what happened. They try to kind of merge what happened with Martin Luther King to what happened with Malcolm X. Those are two very different assassinations. Those are two very different assassinations for very different reasons. Malcolm X was taken out because he was going to do what no one else wanted to do. He was going to break generational curses that this community has of not protecting Black women and children. And they took him out. And if that doesn't terrify you and make you want to change, I don't know what will. Because for me, when I realized that years ago, I said, my God, these people will change for nothing. Most people aren't going to change. And so that leaves you at a crossroads. Are you ready to live a solitary life? I've always been a solitary person. So the answer for me is yes, I am. I'm ready to live a solitary life before I set up here and be disrespected. I was explaining to you guys in that half an hour why I was late 15 minutes, which ended up being 45 damn minutes. Okay. That this Dusty was going back and forth with me about how I said, it's always protect Black women. And then I said, in quotation marks. And then I said, no, it's not. Cut the cat. And he's like, from whom? As soon as I saw that reaction, I was like, oh, we got Dusty. We got a Dusty. I know a man's energy and I know a Dusty's energy. And that's just point blank and period. I know a man's energy and I know a Dusty's energy. From whom? With 500,000 question marks. Why is you hyped? Go get hyped with your Debbie daddy. Why is you hyped? Go get hyped with the man you feel is oppressing you. Why is you hyped with me? Because I'm talking about protect Black women because you feel inadequate because that's not something that you do. That's fine. But why are you trying to start a fight with me? I'm not your mama. I'm not going to engage in it. So I blocked him. You know, I engaged him for a few seconds because of someone else in the thread was also talking to him. But I ended up blocking him. Because, baby, you're not going to wait. I don't let men talk to me in your kind of way. Throw baby. You understand that? Throw baby. Okay. I don't let men talk to me in your kind of way. Men love to sit around and be like, I don't let females talk to me. I don't let males talk to me in your kind of way. I don't let men talk to me in your kind of way. And that's point blank period. So, bye. They come over here all the time trying it and bounce. Why would I keep you on my channel? For what? I'm not used to it. It's toxic and I'm not going to deal with it. And there's a lot of channels on here that will cater to being hate-centered all day. There's a lot of people on here unhealed who come on here to project their unhealedness, telling you they've got answers for you, and they don't have answers for themselves. What I'm telling y'all is I went on a journey. I took years off to do the work from YouTube, to do the work. I'm about moving in silence. I'm about that real work, not talking. And I hope that you guys can discern who's actually about that work and who's not, because a lot of people are getting lost in the sauce. You got unhealed individuals coming out here for a good time and a check, and then you're walking away with their pathology about life. Come on. Entertainment's entertainment, but don't take it too far, right? So anyways, let me see some of y'all comments. Let's see some of you guys' comments. Yes, they are. They should care enough about their image and reputation as good men. Exactly. There are men, there are groups of men in this world, okay, who will not allow degeneration by and large in their community because of how it reflects them as men. And they understand that, right? And I think that most, when we speak about Black men in this context, I feel like most Black men feel like money is the answer for that, and or access to women. Money and or access to women and or sex, right, is the answer for combating the degeneracy stereotype that plagues their group and their image, right? And, you know, Black women had a degenerate stereotype image in the 90s, right? It was drug addict, it was teen mother, multiple kids. Like I said, we flipped that. Why would you hate? Take notes. Ask the Black women in your life how they got it done. Before I give you a couch to sleep on, I'll give you some notes. Take notes. But see, that's the thing. They want to take money, but they don't want to take notes. They want to take your virtue, but they don't want to take criticism. I believe they're just afraid of being men and putting themselves on the line for what's right. Absolutely. And look, like I've said on this channel, I'm not a channel that ignores systemic racism. So it is what it is. If you don't like it, I don't care. Look, I got rid of almost everybody around me. I will have peace. I don't ignore systemic racism, but I also will not ignore accountability, personal accountability. It's a hard road for Black men. It's a hard road for Black women. It's a hard road for Black children. It's a hard road for Black people. It's a hard road for all of us. It's a hard road for a lot of people. It's a hard road for a lot of folks. Listen, when I realized I would have to survive, there was no savior. It's not my husband's job to save me from something he didn't do, right? Y'all come into relationships with drama and trauma, and then male or female, right? Man or woman, you're looking for someone to save you. This time, won't you save me? This time, won't you save me? No! No! Right? Because maybe that person has to save themselves. It's a lot of people with a lot of trauma. This is not a society, I'm talking about American society, that understands the importance of family, of good parenting. There are other societies that understand the importance of good parenting. There are other societies that understand the importance of this. So you're not going to tell me it's some foreign concept. But see, capitalism, all right? And before you get all in your pants, I'm not a socialist. But see, capitalism has people just completely disconnected from family, doing what's right, thinking that they can escape because they got a little bit more money than the next, thinking that they can escape things that they need to address head on and work on. We don't see Black women hurting each other as much as Black men hurting each other. Why is that? You know, men, if there's one thing I've learned being married and being with my husband for 11 years, men and women are different. They are different, okay? And men handle things and they process things differently, you know? And for me, I find male energy can tend to be cold. Male energy can tend to be cold. It can be distant. It can be toxic. It can be harmful because of a lot of ideas they have about being men. A lot of it is toxic, okay? They deal with each other in toxic ways. But again, I feel like it's almost like they want to be like these other societies where women have no rights. If you look at what a lot of these guys are saying on YouTube, that's what they're saying, right? They don't want you to be able to, you know, look at that wig, look at your makeup. Like, so they don't want you to be able to wear a wig and makeup, right? Which, again, as I said before, don't play yourself. I got plenty of pictures without makeup on. I do most of my shows with very little makeup. I got plenty of pictures, makeup, ugly face, natural hair. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have an ugly face, but making ugly faces, you know, I'll make an ugly face. I'll make a cry face, you know, but I've seen how makeup can transform women. Absolutely have. But don't get it twisted. Makeup doesn't transform me. Okay. It just, you know, it's just some extra sparkle for a woman that's beautiful. It's point blank, period. And I have the right to have extra sparkle if I want. I have the right. Y'all mad because y'all come into a lot of women who the makeup transformed them and now you feeling played. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. You know, I'm not going to feel bad about wearing makeup, and I'm not just going to wear lashes and lip gloss. I'm not going to just wear lashes and lip gloss. If I wear makeup, I'm going in, because I love makeup, and that's my right. Okay? But they don't want you to have that right. They don't want you to have a right to beatify yourself. They don't want you to have that right because that gives you power that they don't want you to have. And it's like, why don't you go over to the communities that are already established like this? There are places in the world, very sadly, there are places in the world where the men are allowed to behave this way. Go on over. Go on over there. Or is it that you're aware of how they would treat your dusty behind when you got there? Because it wouldn't be easy street. So you can't have it both ways. If you want to live in a society, in a culture, a Western culture where women have equal rights, these dudes are complaining about equal rights. And then they're like, equal rights means equal fights. Like, no, it don't, dude. Relax. Calm down. Like, that's sick and twisted that, like, you want to exert violence on women because they have equal rights in society, because they have the right to have a bank account, because they have the right to buy a house on their own. Like, something's wrong with you. Hey, Sun Goddess Ari. Yep, absolutely. If they were good black men, they would be protecting us, but none of these black men are. Exactly. You know, this Dusty that was arguing with me about my calling out people insinuating that protect black women is actually some real life mantra, when in reality, you know, it's just something people say for clout most of the time. I believe that Meg Thee Stallion was sincere when she said it. A lot of other people don't. That's on them. I think they're Dusty identified, because why would you be identifying with the dude that shot her? That's gross. Like, that's really ratchet. To identify with someone that would shoot a woman in her feet, like, come on. I believe Meg's serious about it, but I'm talking about the general society that we live in. We live in America. All right. There was no education about why it's so important to protect black women and what black women are up against in this society. There was no education. There was no awareness made. It was just hashtags and vibes. And hopefully y'all get the message, right? And hoping people will get the message will never ensure that they get the message, right? So that's why I think, you know, we need to do more than say hashtag protect black women, and we need to be about it. This Dusty gonna get mad on Twitter. So why we gotta protect strong, independent women? Why are you talking to me, Dusty? I don't talk to men that talk like this. I don't. I'm not interested in what you have to say. You're very low vibrational. Like, please leave. Right? But they're mad that slogan was even introduced. You know? And another woman that was commenting under it was like, you know, it should be protect all black people. Like she didn't say it should be protect all black people, but she was like, you know, we gotta protect all black people, right? I'm like, yes. Why do we have to say that when we're talking about black women, though? Black women never interject when the topic is black men. Why do we have to say, no, all black people when we're talking about black women? Y'all so damn jealous of women that you want the attention they get for being women. That's sick. Even the so-called. Exactly. The fact that they allow each other to sit around and bash, you know, you look at all the channels that have been taken down from YouTube, and you still have TS. TS is still on this platform. He's still on this platform getting paid. There's no way this issue is real. There's no way. What could you say that was worse than the ish that he has said? And he's still on the platform getting paid. That's why I try to talk to black women about educating themselves and being strategic. Making sure they find a way to take care of themselves. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you are at risk of a Dusty. I repeat, if you cannot take care of yourself, you are at risk of a Dusty, because your vulnerability renders you susceptible to the Dusties. Vulnerability is why a lot of women end up in relationships they don't want to be in. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And then, hey, listen. See, that's what I'm talking about. People coming on here projecting and feeling hurt. I emphasize education because it worked for me. And it didn't work for me because my father was a professor. It worked for me because I chose to make it work. When everybody else chose the streets. So it is what it is. I chose to make it work. I didn't have a lot of options in life. I chose education. If you have a banging body and you're flexible and you're strong and you want to be a dancer, go be a dancer. All right? But from what I know, most women that are dancers are usually trying to get out of that life, right? They call it the life, okay? A life they're trying to get out of. And I know that they make a lot of money, and I think they're beautiful. Hey, I celebrate them. People, whenever I talk about strippers, people are like, "You hating on them?" Not at all. I've given money to strippers. Can y'all say the same? Can y'all say the same? I give money to strippers. I endorse these strippers. What you talking about? But I'm going to point out that most of them don't want to be in the life. Okay? Most of them are looking for another hustle on up out of there. Amber Rose, Nene Leakes, Jocelyn Hernandez. They want it out. Black China. Come on. Absolutely. And again, if I use female on this channel, it is in the context of how these men say it. I never call women females. I literally was watching a live the other day. The woman was like, she's a pick-me. I'm sorry, but she is, this woman. And I wish her well. Okay. I wish her well. She's doing very well on YouTube, so I'm sure she'll be fine. Because she is a hustler and she's a pick-me. And you have to be a hustler when you're a pick-me because you're usually the primary breadwinner of your household. So she's a hustler. And she was talking about women like she does, you know, telling women that they need to be better women for a group of men that don't even want to say protect Black women. They need to be better women for these men. And she was like, and these women, I mean females. I was like, wow, you're allowed to call yourself a woman. But see, when you cater to you, because baby, this is your day, pull me away. When you cater to Dusties, you can't even call yourself a woman. You have to say, excuse me, females. What? I'll be damned. That is, to me, it's so low. It's so low. Makeup is cherry on top for me. I'm always so beautiful, but I love wearing makeup. Exactly. It's like, well, you're not going to tell me what to do. You know, my husband loves when I don't wear makeup. My husband loves when I don't wear makeup. When I wear makeup, he's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You look great. Wow, you look really sexy. Well, you know, whatever, right? He's not like, why you got that makeup on? Do you get it? And when I don't wear makeup, he's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I like. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You know how they do. You know how they do. But when I wear makeup, he's like, wow, you're so beautiful. Right? Now, why you wearing makeup? Take that wig off. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, what kind of world? And they only say it online. Again, when they're out in public, they only chase the women that wear wigs. They only chase the women that wear wigs in public. I want real hair. Do you want real hair or do you want Becky's hair? Do you want real hair or do you want Becky's hair? Because when Black women don't wear wigs and they have their natural hair, which I often go out in, it's a lot less clamoring. It's a lot less clamoring. Don't get me wrong. You know, these Dusties can come over here and say whatever the hell they want. I get bothered every day I leave the house. There has been one day I've left the house since I was a teenage girl that I have not been approached by some guy. Okay? It is what it is. That's why I'm telling you, I know that y'all only talk to Black women who have wigs on. Now, I had my natural hair out the other day in NYC, going to an audition, you know, the 36 triple D's on deck, you know, wearing my little curve fitting dress. Ain't nothing wrong with it. And a Dusty approached me. All right. And again, it happens a lot. Okay. So I've learned how to handle it for myself. Right. And how I handle it is usually just to like pretend I'm like Marge Simpson's like twin sisters. Like, what's their names? Marge Simpson's twin sisters. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Right? I get real with them, so they know immediately. Oh, this not some woman, some soft flower for me to come and take advantage of. No, it's not. No, it's not. And this Dusty comes over, and he on my way to my audition, and I have to leave time. Understand this. I leave time to get to my audition, knowing that these Dusties will approach me and take up, minutes of my time. Okay. He comes up and he's like, "Oh, you look good. You look good." I was like, "Yeah, thanks. Natural hair and all, But don't be like, "Oh, see, we do approach y'all again." I had the 36 D's, double, triple D's on deck. You understand? And I wasn't with my husband. Okay. I was walking in a very populated area of Times Square for, several minutes. I usually just hop out the car and go into my location. Okay. So because I'm so curvaceous, okay, and beautiful, okay, is why he approached more so than because he loves the natural hair. So just keep that in mind. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I'm very curvaceous, okay? Body too bootylicious, okay? So he comes over and he's like, "You beautiful, blah, blah." And I was like, as long as you be respectful distance, okay. I'm like, okay, I was like, "All right, can I be your boyfriend?" I was like, "No, I'm all right. I'm good. Take care." He was like, "All right, but I could be your man. I could be," I raised my hand and showed my wedding bands. And I said, "I'm married, but thank you." He was like, "Oh yeah, you look like you a good wife. You look like you a good wife." I was like, "I think I am. I think I am. I think I'm a pretty decent wife." I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna let him know." Then that's when, so I give him a few seconds of banter, and then I just get into my Marge Simpson. I was like, "All right, I'll let him know. I'll tell him he got a good one." He's like, "You got a good one." Like, right. So, you guys know I like to have a good laugh. But why do we have to do that? Right? Why do we have to deflect? Why do we have to deal with being approached in this way? This is not some guy who was sincere about pursuing a woman, courting a woman. Certainly not a woman like me. Come on. He looked homeless. I don't know if he was a homeless person, but he looked without a home. Put it that way. He looked without a home, right? So it's like, dude, you don't even have a place to lay yourself, but you looking for a woman? That's crazy. Why do we have to deal with that? Right? Why did the woman on my Twitter have to say, in response to me saying protect all Black women, and then this Dusty getting mad, why did she have to say, "Yeah, we should protect all Black people"? Yeah, we already know that. We're Black people. That should be the number one duh. That should be the number one duh. But the way that this community works, it doesn't look like there's an understanding that you're supposed to protect women and children. That's not a duh. That you're supposed to have solid family units. That's not a duh. Right? So, but what is a duh is coddling the feelings of some unstable, unhinged male. I will not. So that's why I said, that's why I blocked that Dusty, because I don't want that ish around me. And men say all the time, women won't let us be vulnerable. Women won't let us be this or that. It's hard enough being a woman and being vulnerable. I mean, come on. And I know what it's like to be a Black woman growing up around Black people. I know what it's like to be a Black woman going into PWIs. Don't nobody try to catch your tears. Ain't nobody trying to watch you cry. Ain't nobody here for that. Your vulnerability, your weakness as a Black woman doesn't mean much. Doesn't mean much. Because your own men don't make it mean much. Because they're too busy saying, "What about my vulnerability? What about my tears?" Huh? You're supposed to be building something. "Women won't let us cry." You got to go to your mama with that. It's not women's job to let you cry, bruh. Then why I gotta protect all women? Okay, well, don't do what men traditionally do. And you will reap what you sow. That's what men do. If you don't do it, you're gonna reap what you sow. Why are you then complaining about the dysfunction? You breed dysfunction with your silly, stupid questions about why you're to protect your women and children. They're not my women. Are they your children? Are the black children your children? Where does it stop? The pettiness. Where does it stop? They want slaves and doormats in the traditionalist manner, but do not want to have to give up the lack of responsibilities under the guise of feminism. Absolutely. Absolutely. When a woman can't take care of herself, she is more likely to end up with a man that she can't financially afford to leave. There it is right there, Simone Lewis. There's people on here being like, you just gotta wait for a man. And when a man comes in, woo! I don't know anybody whose husband does as well as my husband. Boop, boop, it is what it is. I don't personally know. I mean, you know what? Acquaintance-wise, I do. Acquaintance-wise. Okay, the point is, it's not men out here making a bunch of money, looking to be a good guy. All right? My husband has, has been very unawares, put it that way. And I've had to make him awares of a lot of things. Okay? They don't just come being perfect the way you want them to be. But see, if he don't got swag, but he make 100K, well, you won't want to deal with him, right? And of course, I'm not talking about Steelies. I'm talking to the lurkers that don't know how to subscribe and become a Steely, so I'll stop talking about you. Okay? I'm talking about the lurkers and the trolls and the people who don't have common sense. You're not going to get some perfect guy because you're not a perfect person, whatever you think. I'm not a perfect person, and I don't expect a perfect person. I expect someone who's going to work with me and whose goals are aligned with my own. So, I want to play for you guys a video. Unfortunately, I'll only be able to play the audio, but the picture of the video is pretty much what the thumbnail is. It is this kind of scary, unhinged Dusty, okay? He approaches this woman's apartment where she lives with her toddler children by herself. He approaches her apartment. And I want you guys to hear this because, again, when we talk about not all, right? Why are you talking about us if you're so happily married? Because when I walk down the street, every single day I walk down the street, I hear people say, baby, so sweet. Every single day I walk down the street. Ever since puberty, everybody stares at me. Okay, so that's why. That's why I say something. Because people won't leave me alone, right? And so what happened in the case with this woman is this guy that lives in the same apartment complex as her approaches her door. Now, if I was one of these kind of out of control gossip bloggers, I would make a whole campaign about this and be like, we got to find this guy and we got to do this and that. She's not safe. She's not safe. All we know is what the video shows, what the woman has shared, and I'm going to share this information with you guys. Okay? Unfortunately, I'm not tech savvy enough to share the video, so I'll have to play it. All right? Sorry. I'm working on it. Because I don't even know where I would go to start. Let me play this video for y'all, okay? Hold on. So, again, the context is this is a single black mother in her apartment. A dusty black male who lives in her apartment building with her approaches her door, and she has a ring cam. Okay?
Hello? I ain't gonna lie, like, you beautiful as hell to me. I was gonna ask, can I, please, like, you beautiful as hell to me.
Do you know what time it is?
I'm sorry, but damn, like, I don't be seeing you. Plus, I be going back and forth to school. Cause like I play basketball. I'm trying to make the NBA. I'm in the G League, and I do tattoos too. So like, I'm trying to really fuck with you. Like you fun as fuck. Like when I first seen you over here, I like, damn, she fun. I live downstairs. Fuck with me though.
Yeah, I don't even want tattoos. I hear you talking.
You said what?
I hear you talking.
I'm for real. Fuck with me.
I hear you talking.
I promise you won't regret it. You won't regret fucking with me. I ain't like these other niggas. I got something going for myself, like for real.
I hear you.
For real, fuck. Come here so you can get my number. My phone dead. I'm gonna give you my number.
I ain't even at home.
Where you at? I thought you was at home like her. Just get my number from. Just get my number.
How I'm getting them on the new stuff? Pushing
I
on
thought you get it from your phone. Huh?
It's gonna take this off if I move it.
I'm gonna just rag on the sheet of paper and put it up under your neck.
Alright.
Alright, sexy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to practice doing that because I cannot really figure it out. Let's see. I can add a video clip. Anyways, so I don't know if you guys heard that well, but this guy basically came to her door and was like making sexual advances to her, right? And again, she's a single mother. She's a single Black woman living with her 2 kids. And he said that he was like going to the NBA, which he's clearly not. Okay. He was making very weird, bizarre faces. And it reminded me of Black men that I knew growing up that suffered from schizophrenia. So if you guys aren't aware, they have linked smoking weed, Black men smoking weed as teenagers, to cases of schizophrenia in Black men. Okay. And so I've known a few Black men that have had this, and this guy looks like he has it and or is getting it, and it's not like he's from the South, they do all types of lean and whatnot there. I'm not trying to say he's doing anything he's not doing, but to me, it seems like he has an impaired mental state, right? And so this woman is terrified, right? She's terrified. She started a GoFundMe, right? She starts a GoFundMe to get help to move because she's like, this guy is a stalker, right? And I don't feel safe, and I need a safe place for me and my kids to move. Now the GoFundMe was for $10,000 for her and her kids to relocate, and as of now, they said it's been shut down, but I think it might be back up. So she's already halfway there. She's already halfway there of her goal on this GoFundMe. But again, I'm looking at all of this on one tablet, and then I'm talking to you guys on another, and I don't know how to share it with you. So, but you can look it up. I guess it's called "Help Us Escape the Weirdo, Please." If you're interested in this GoFundMe, it's called "Help Us Escape the Weirdo, Please." Okay. And she says in this, she says, "Hi, my name is Lauren and I go by Diamond. I'm from Memphis, moved here to Dallas, Texas, with me and my 2 children for better living, here to start my life over. I'm a single mother. I stay alone. On September 11th, 2021, at 8 a.m., this man invaded my privacy. I don't know him. I was trying to play it cool to avoid provoking him. This is a stalker. I need to get me and my kids out of here ASAP. I went to the police twice Sunday when the incident happened, and today, no help. I'm just trying to seek help. He is a stalker. I need to break my lease. No one's listening. What man in their right mind would boldly do this? Now I can't sleep pushing the couch in front of the door, etc. This is beyond weird. This is dangerous. No family, no friends, nobody. I work and take care of my babies. My son, 4 years, crying because he does not want nobody to hurt his mama. Please help protect our Black women. Okay? And so far it's had 218 donors and reached half of its goal, of its $10,000 goal. Okay. So she has reached out to the police twice, she said, and no one is trying to help her. And you know, they edited out they censored out the words that he said when he first approached her door. He said, I'll play it again. They censored out the words, but he says like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I want to, and then what he says is sexually salacious. Okay. So can you imagine being in your home alone, a woman, 2 children, and this creepy, weird guy coming to your door saying this? Where are the good men to tell him not to do that? Where are the good men? Where are the good men so that he knows I can't go to this woman's door and say something like this? Good men would shame me. I would be forever shamed. I can't do it. Where are the good men? Can you call yourself a good man if you know you're only one out of every 100 or so? Is that even enough? Get your numbers up. If you're a good man, get your numbers up. Like I said, Black women already did it. We flipped the script. They had negative stereotypes about us. Now they mad that we too educated. Now they mad that we win in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is. Now they mad that Goldman and Sachs want to work with a sis. You see what I'm saying? Now they mad about that. And they could be mad about that. There's no reason that he should have thought that this was okay for him to go and do. Now, I'm going to play a video of him being interviewed. Okay? He was interviewed and asked why he was doing what he was doing. Here's his response.
Okay, so you really didn't even want iPhone on my brother's phone. He got 2 phones. Right. So shit, I logged in. That hoe started chirping. That hoe said it was upstairs at her shit. So apparently the bitch fucked with a nigga, one of the niggas that stole my phone. That's why I did the shit.
Oh, okay. So you really didn't even want to dump the bitch.
I really didn't want.
You didn't want to clap a cheek.
No, none of that. I just wanted to get my phone back. Cause like she fucked with the nigga that stole my phone.
Okay. So she.
And they didn't want to answer the door.
Right, so
I had to come up with a lie to make her answer the door.
Now you thinking. Okay.
So I lied and said I played in the G League, tattoo.
Okay.
Make shit look good type shit.
Okay.
I put on the front.
Okay.
To the house.
We seen you kind of, dapper down and shit, ain't have the band on, like, where you went that night before.
I went to T.O.'s.
T.O.'s? Okay. Because some people think you probably still kind of drunk and shit.
Girl birthday. I wasn't drunk.
You was ready.
None of that weird shit.
None of that. Okay.
Ain't no weird ass nigga.
Ain't no weird shit.
I'm one of the coolest niggas.
Came up with a partner scheme to get his motherfucking million iPhone 12. That's it, my nigga. Straight up.
None of that weird shit.
But okay. I was going to ask, how do you know exactly where she stayed, but you said for the location?
The location.
Right, okay.
From my
Okay, that's how you figured out. Okay. Have you ever seen the ring before in real life before you seen that one?
You said
Like
when
the ring camera,
the
that's what she,
Yeah, I seen when I ain't know like that her recording. Like as soon as you press the bitch, I like damn this hoe like some.
They're legit.
Yeah,
Okay.
legit, like,
so did you think you were talking to her? Like you thought she was in the house, like she can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or do you think she really was?
He what she said when I first ran the door, but she like, boy, it's early than the bitch. I just woke up. I knew the bitch was in the house.
Okay.
Then she lied. She back gone lied, said she wasn't there. I knew she was lying. Like, bitch, you is in the house. Stop lying. Like,
Type shit. Okay.
No,
so when you did that, what if she did open the door though, like on some
like I don't rush in there house, snatch my phone and go about my business. Play the scene on her.
So you didn't give a damn about this bitch that said what she said. If she would open the door, you would just rush past her and went to the phone. Okay.
Okay, so wow. You know, they got heavy Southern accents. Okay, so I'm not sure all that you guys understood from it, but you know, this guy essentially says, right, if she had opened the door, I would have bum rushed inside there to get his phone, and that he had bothered her for his phone. So why did you say something sexually salacious to her at the beginning if it was all just to get your phone? Why not just say the truth? Again, this guy looks in his early to mid 20s, and he looks like he's got a few marbles missing. Okay. But the guy interviewing him is like doing it on some like hood funny shit. He's not doing it to be serious. He's not doing it to hold him accountable. But I'm sure that guy would say he's a good guy, right? He's one of the good guys. If he was one of the good guys, he would have held this guy accountable for what he did and abhorred that type of behavior and made it clear you're not to behave that way, right? And instead, what do people do? She'll get what she's asking for in the GoFundMe. Nothing will be learned. She'll move into another apartment complex. Another Dusty will approach and do the same thing. And it's the same thing over and over and over again. You're putting a Band-Aid on the problem instead of dealing with the root of the problem. The root of the problem is this guy needs to understand you're not to be approaching women's doors. That's number one. You're not to be saying sexually salacious things to women and scaring them. Again, as I said earlier in the video, right? Men and women are different. And one of the things that men and women have in common is that neither one of them understands this. They seem to think that at some point they'll align. And I don't believe that's possible. Just to be honest, I believe that cooperation is possible, but men and women just understanding each other, I don't know if that'll ever happen. But men have a hard time understanding that women are in fear of their lives when men they don't know approach them. Men have a hard time understanding that, right? Because in their head, why not, right? I just told you guys about the street harassment I just dealt with. Why did that guy think it was okay to approach me? Now, and he seemed like he had a few marbles missing as well, right? But at the same time, it's like, it's not like white guys that are out here, you know, living rough. They don't approach you. And it's not because they don't think you're attractive, because that's not true. They won't approach you and be sexually salacious and hit on you and try to objectify you, right? They'll just ask for money and sit back, right? This guy approaches me. He doesn't care about how I feel about my safety. He doesn't care that it's a pandemic and I don't want him near me at all, right? Let's see. Too many guys use their financial status money to control a woman. Yep. And it don't matter how much money they have. If they have more money than you, that's some of the tactics they're liable to pull. That's why you have to always have a way to take care of yourself. That's just what I personally feel. Now, I love my husband and My husband takes care of me, but I think that women should always be able to take care of themselves. It just is what it is. You would need to open a new page and share your screen to show the video. Yeah, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it one day. I'm going to do a test run one day so that I can start doing that. So thank you guys for your patience. So he couldn't just wait until he saw her again if he was really that interested. Exactly. Good men don't make decisions based on being ostracized. Oh, right there. Thero, right there. Right there. Oh my God. That's it right there. That's it right there. Just like that. Like that, like so. That's it right there. Good men don't make decisions based on being ostracized. These dudes are sitting out here sweating to hold other men accountable for not being deadbeat dads. Any dude coming up in my family, I'll let them know. You can go ahead and start looking for a ring before you think you're going to be just laid up with anybody up over here. I'll let them know because the men won't. Nah, we ain't doing all that over here, bruh. All right, we ain't taking care of your baby, bruh. I'll let them know when I see a dude. What's up? We ain't taking care of no babies over here. What's up? You'll have to be apart. Okay? A good man doesn't base doing something good on whether or not his bros would approve. That's why Malcolm X was the best black man that ever lived. Did she call the police? That seems like a logical first step. Yeah, I believe in her GoFundMe, she says that she called them twice. And that they, just aren't.
Do you know who she is, though? No, I never met her.
You don't know who she is, never met her. Log. It's very worrying. The reality is Black women have to deal with this a lot. And there's no doubt that there are many Black women going through this very same thing right now. Right? So again, I mean, it looks like she's going to reach her GoFundMe goal in no time. And it looks like she'll be able to get the money to get on out of there. But again, where's she going to go? Right? Because you need proof of income like 30 times what you make. You have to prove you can make 30 times the rent to live in a lot of good places. Understand this. You have to prove financially you can pay 30 times the rent. That your salary is 30 times what the $2,000+ rent is to live in a lot of these good areas. So where's she going to go? Even with $10,000, she can't prove that she makes 30 times the rent to live in a good place where that type of behavior would not be tolerated. So she's liable to go back into a similar situation. That's why we need good men to tell unhinged males like this to not behave this way. We all saw the video that Eloho just put out of the woman in Harlem. Shanice Young. Now, they had a vigil for her in Harlem, right? But where are the protests? Where are the protests? Yes, they caught the killer. But where's the protest that enough is enough to march for this Black woman's life and for the life of her unborn baby? This was a full baby, you guys. She was 9 months pregnant. Where are the conversations about this toxicity and how it destroys innocent lives? No, what are we having conversations about tonight? The same thing they always have them about. What are they going to be talking about tonight? Hair, weaves, single mothers, feminism. They're talking about women topics, so we have to talk about the issues they refuse to talk about because they won't talk about them. They are really interested in who Black women can date, who finds Black women appealing. This is what they'll talk about. They won't talk about holding these men accountable, making it so that toxic masculinity cannot thrive in this community. Deadbeat dads have no place in this community. And don't tell me, oh, deadbeat moms have no place in the community too. Y'all don't like the mamas that stayed. So we know mamas don't have no place in the community. Only mamas that y'all like is mammy mamas. Y'all don't like the mamas that stayed. So don't tell me deadbeat mamas too. Shanice Young, say her name. Shanice Young. Brutally taken out of this world by her baby daddy, ex. You have to be aware of who you give access to you. You have to be vigilant about who you give access to yourself. Now, when I was younger, we all make mistakes, okay? That's also why when I was younger, I practiced vetting, I practiced discernment, but because when you're young, you make mistakes, I also knew, hey, I'm not rushing into romantic relationships. I never rushed into any romantic relationship. I was very cognizant of, who's trying to hook up with you, who's trying to use you. Be very aware of who you allow into your life. Too often we see Black women paying the price for allowing these unhealed, unhinged men to even be in their lives, to be in their radius. We all know you don't even have to allow them. We just talked about that with the street harassment and this video that I just played for y'all. You don't even have to allow them around you, and you can be susceptible. So definitely be cognizant when you are allowing them around you, of who you're allowing around you. Okay? You have to read up on psychological disorders. I don't know how much more I can emphasize that an angry, volatile man is not a man to have around you. I don't care if he does it once a week, once a month. If he's angry and volatile, this is an unhinged, unhealed individual. Men understand not to have women like that around them. Men understand that. Women, it's time to understand this. You're not Mother Mary. You're not going to save anyone. You're not going to get moved up in the line in heaven because you invited a Dusty into your life. You're not going to get fast-tracked. You're not going to get a Nobel Peace Prize. You're definitely not going to get the house, the ring, and the car. So all you will get is maybe his dusty mama and or grandmama clapping in church thanking God that you there to take care of him so she don't have to. And his babies to take care of. That's all you're going to get with a Dusty. And a bunch of negativity. Got to draw a line when it comes to dysfunctional people. Again, research. If you don't feel you have the awareness to say if someone is unhinged or not. Let me tell you guys something. When I was in college, a guy friend at the time, okay, he was white. He showed me a bruise he had. He burned himself. And he said, oh, I burned myself with my friend. And I was like, what the hell? I immediately got a big fear in me because I was like, why would you burn yourself? Like, what kind of unhinged ass behavior is this? And I was already getting weird vibes because he would say weird things to me that were inappropriate for a friend to be saying to a friend, right? Again, I feel Black women are mistreated a lot. This was a friendship, but I recognize there's something off about that, period. There's something off about that. So you got to listen to people when they talk to you. Does he hate his mother? Is he a colorist? Does he hate women? Is he slamming on the table? You know, my husband had a family member. I couldn't believe it. He would slam his hands on the table. I said, something is wrong with this guy. Something is wrong with this guy. He's unhinged. My husband doesn't slam his hands on the table. Why is this guy slamming his hands on the table? No, and I said, I don't ever want to be around him. I don't ever want him in my home. Nothing. Everybody else just think that shit is cute, I guess. I don't think it's cute. When you're a grown man and it's something make you mad when there's no reason for you to be slamming your hands on a table, you slamming your hands on a table, dudes punching holes in walls, throwing your cell phone, breaking your property. Those are obvious red flags. Let him try it on somebody his own size. You know, so I really want you guys to be vigilant about the men you allow around you. You know, even in hookup culture, you see women, right, who lose their lives because they wanted to hook up with some guy over the internet. It's just not safe out there. You know, people like to let people have their fun. Have your fun. Understand, it is not very safe out there. You got to protect yourself. When that guy approached me in Times Square yesterday, I was very cognizant of protecting myself. That's what came first and foremost. Not having a conversation with him, not even soothing his ego, understanding how volatile the type of men who street harass are. Getting myself out of that situation safely. That was my first goal. But be clear, there's cops all around Times Square, baby. They're trying to shame y'all for why you would go to the white man. So control yourself. Get your boys. But for y'all to be on here, so why would y'all go to the white man? So a woman supposed to let y'all put y'all hands on her? You a grown man. Well, she did this to me and she did that to me. I'm going to tell you like Dr. Phil tell you. Walk away. You're a man. You're to walk away. Was she yelling and screaming in my face? Walk away. Walk away. If it hurts you so bad and she yelling and screaming in your face and she doing all this, leave her. But don't stay and abuse. And then a lot of times they want to leave and come back and abuse. I mean, it's sick. Where are the good men to say no more? Where are the marches? Where are the protests? See, they don't want to be who they need to be. They want to be who they were promised they could always fall back on being. Understand this. They don't want to be who they know they need to be. They want to be who they were always promised they could fall back on being. Mama showed you, grandma showed you, hey, you can have kids and leave them. Mama and grandmama and the women will take care of them. Hey, you could be a little abusive and still be invited to Christmas and Thanksgiving. Hey, you cannot have a job and you can sleep on the couch. For how long, bruh? It takes 2 weeks to get a job. And today, it take an hour. Everywhere is hiring, so there's no excuse. You can make $15 an hour today working at McDonald's. There's no excuses. Hurry up and get those jobs while they out there. Take care of all these kids y'all got. Fuh. Why be who you need to be when you can be whoever you want? Why be who you need to be when you can be whoever you want? They could be a rapper, they could be a basketball player. You know, you got dudes out here still talking about going to the NBA, just like this guy said in the video, right here. I'm going to the NBA. No, you're not. Dude, not even tall enough. It didn't make any sense. He didn't have the body for it, nothing. They still trying to sell their mixtape. That's great. We all got dreams. I got a mixtape, baby. I got a mixtape. All right. Nah, I don't have a whole mixtape, but I got a few songs. Okay, I did a few records back in my day. Maybe I'll play them for you guys one day. Okay. They are coddled by narcissistic, misogynistic mothers. When I say that nobody is about that protect Black women life, this is what I'm talking about. It is not emphasized in the community at all, because you still have these Bible-thumping women that want to believe that they're being led by men who aren't there. I remember sitting in church when I was a young girl, and they'd be like, the man is the head, the man is the head. And I would look around, there were no men. There were no men. And it's not like when you go home, they're going to be there. No, when you go home after church, they might be there for a plate. They might be there for a plate and then go with everybody and then take a plate on and leave. They might come in at 3 o'clock in the morning, breaking doors, drunk. A daddy does. A daddy does stay with his family. So you guys start doing that more, and you'll start seeing, what you want to see, because it's men who are willing to die for their women and children who are most respected in this society, in this world. It is men who are willing to die for their women and children, for their land, for their religion, for their honor. Not over jealousy, over sneakers. That's not going to ever be respected. All right, let me look at y'all comments before I head on out of here. The situation sounds like how some women end up going missing. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you see this guy at her door, and my thoughts go to that. I believe her name is Mercedes Moore. The light skin, the light skinned black woman who was taken out, right, by this POC stalker, right? And then like you had black guys like celebrating that because these guys celebrating that are sick, unhinged, unwell. They wanted a woman like her, you know, because they're colorist. So just the thought of her being with someone else, just the thought of her interacting with non-black men, they're like, well, she gets what she gets, right? Like what kind of manhood is that? Very sick. And why did he tell her that his phone died if she had his phone? Exactly. Just a bunch of lies. Just a bunch of lies. I think the truth is he wanted to interact with this woman, and God knows what would have happened if he did. God knows. Very scary. You know, I saw Dusty staring at me and my husband. We were walking into the grocery store the other day, and it kind of disturbed me the way he was looking at us. I'll be honest. I was like, what are you looking at? Okay. I find that women only don't like being approached when they're not attracted to the individual approaching them. I wouldn't say that's true. There's a way about it, DJ Fundamentals. Okay, so for example, the Dusty that approached me in Midtown, right? Like I'm clearly on my way somewhere. I have a look of determination on my face to reach my location, and I dismiss him several times, and yet he still pesters me with, you know, sexual advances, right? Then about a month or so ago, I was in Starbucks and I was trying to put the top on my latte, right? And I was having a hard time with it. And this guy offered to help, right? And we made a little bit of conversation and he left. I'm pretty sure he probably saw my wedding bands, you know, sparkling in the breeze. But you see what I'm saying? He didn't make sexual advances, yeah. Maybe he was just trying to help me with my drink. You know, who knows? But if you don't know that you're not to approach a woman with sexual advances, you're just not. If you see a woman and you find her attractive and you wish you could talk to her, that's just not how you go about doing it. You know? Maybe if you guys work together, maybe if you were, you know, in a club or something, but not for you to be a transient coming up to a woman, you know what I'm saying, that you don't know and bothering her. It's not appropriate. That's a lot of money. 30 times. What did I say about 30 times? Yeah. You got to have 30 times. You got to have 30 times what you make. We got to have 30 times what the rent costs. You have to show that you make that much money. So, if you can't do that, you're not going to be able to live in certain places. You know, I mean, I'm sure she'll be able to find a better location than where she's currently staying. But how much better? Who knows? And also, how much is she going to invest in? She's not going to have this money forever. $10,000 is a lot. But if she got an apartment that costs $1,500, she does have 2 kids, right? I'm assuming now she's probably paying around like $800 for what the apartment looks like based on what I see. And based on the fact that he lives there as well. Okay, I'm just being honest. She's probably paying around $850 Maybe she wants to move into a place that's like $1,500. You got to pay first and last. She'll have money for a little bit, but she, at the end of the day, will have to be able to make that much money to pay that rent, right? So if she can't, then she'll have to go somewhere where she can afford the rent. And this is where again, where is the accountability of the fathers? I've talked about this before on my channel. I think it's very bizarre that women are willing to ask strangers for money, but they're not willing to ask their baby daddies. I'm gonna play a video of Erica Mena. Okay, I'm gonna play this video of Erica Mena, who is married to Safari. I was like, wow, he really is as disappointing as Nicki Minaj said he is. It's really sad. Like, he is a disappointing individual. It's crazy because at least, and look, I don't know if they're trying to do this for a story, then it's working. And you're making yourself look like a deadbeat dad. So it is what it is. So if you're doing it for a story, then that's what you've done. So congratulations, you guys. It just looks dysfunctional as all hell. Like, he looks very disinterested in his wife and children. And it's very weird, right? So Erica does what a lot of women with Dusties do. Ask everybody else for help instead of holding these Dusties accountable. What would he do if she said, you know what? I'm not going to take care of the kids. So what you going to do? What you going to do? I'm not hiring a sitter. Nothing. What is you going to do? Right? And it's like, oh, you're not supposed to play around with your kid. This is the kid's father. How is making him take care of his kid? How's that playing around? I'm going to play this video of Erica Mena asking everybody else but Safari to help her as she's pregnant with Safari's second child and to take care of his first one with her.
I didn't think I had time for college.
It's a freaking commercial. All right.
I pushed through and made myself stronger for what it is I needed to accomplish. And that was getting out the hospital to get back home to my baby, to take it easy until it's time to deliver this baby. Give her relief. Therefore, I decided to call my daughter's godmother, Deanna, to help me take care of Sapphire. Thank you so much. Safari just doesn't want to step up and be the father he's supposed to be right now. He's not even inquired about what's going on here at home. So no, I didn't ask Safari to come and take care of his daughter. You should never have to be asked. How you feeling?
Oh, what? What? She said, so no, I didn't ask Safari to come take care of his daughter. You should never have to be asked. You had to ask Deanna to come over. You had to ask Deanna to come. Understand this. Understand this. Actually, Black women that have actually stepped away from the toxicity of this community understand this mindset. And Erica Mena is a Hispanic woman, but she's with a dusty Black man, okay? And she dates within that type of realm. She's willing to ask everybody else for help but him. For what? For what? For your pride? There's so many Black women that you'll hear saying the same ish. I don't put him on child support. I tell you all the time about Future and Bow Wow. Joy Chavez. I don't put them on child support. What? I'll be damned if I lay up with two millionaires and don't have them both on child support. The fuck? You just want to hang out with them? You just want to raise their sons? You just want to raise their children? Get the hell out of here. That's so bizarre. They have a complex. They have too much pride to ask men who laid up in the bed with them to take care of their own child. But they have no pride when it comes to asking you, fellow Black woman, to help them pay their bills, to help them take care of their children, to help them take care of what they chose to lay up and make. That's toxic too. And if you enable that, you're part of the toxicity as well. Again, you're not getting in line in heaven any faster. It's not going to happen because you took care of a Dusty or because you took care of a Dusty's responsibilities. It's time for these women to understand you're not to be around Dusties and you're not to be rewarded for it. You see so many Black women on here. I'm not paying him on child support. Proud as hell. But then in the same breath, they'll be like, y'all don't give me cash apps. Y'all don't my GoFundMe. Y'all don't give me this. Like, what the hell? You whining and crying to strangers, but you won't whine and crying to a dude you laid up in bed with? He owes you everything. What kind of culture do you live in where you can say, this dude doesn't owe me everything? The fuck? You want a man that will do what you allow him to do. What kind of leadership is that? I don't want it. Exactly. Exactly. My sis told me they can cap on one another all day, but can't take their own medicine. Right. They know that's hard to do since they depend on women for blood and resources. Celebrating her being stalked. Yep. Right. That's facts, yo. That's facts. You know, whenever I share something nice that my husband does for me, they're like, what are you doing for him? I'm like, damn, y'all sound like one of his exes or something. What am I doing for him? What kind of response is that for a man to have in a woman's business? Why are you in a woman's business? Like I said, this Dusty on Twitter talking about some protect Black women. Why you gotta protect somebody strong, independent? That's women's business. So why are you in it, Dusty? Y'all stupid as hell, man. That's why I don't deal with you, stupid. I don't deal with stupid. I don't. Stupid is, stupid does. I don't deal with it. I hate when that happens. Yeah. I kind of understand what she means by not having to ask. However, he would have come home to an empty house and divorce papers. Period. And I don't. I'm not going to ask. I'm going to take. That man wouldn't have a dollar to work with. Now, and do something about it. What's up? He would be ostracized until he did the right thing, meaning his family would have to get on board with that as well. And they're not going to do that. You've seen his family. They're very close. He got a mama. He's very well mamaed, right? They would enable. Clearly, they are enabling his behavior. Because I couldn't imagine having a brother or male family member. Listen, the only deadbeat family member that I had to deal with was my daddy. There's no way you're gonna be a deadbeat family member and then I'm gonna break bread with you on Thanksgiving, bro. I'm like, where are your kids? Why aren't you raising your kid? You couldn't be around me on Thanksgiving. You couldn't. That's why they don't want me around. You understand? Because I come in, ready to get to work. She's ready to rule. Why aren't you taking care of your children? I'm not breaking bread with a deadbeat. I'm not going to sit here and laugh and kiki with you when my husband is doing what he's supposed to do as a man and you're not. You can't sit across from me and my husband. That don't make sense. I don't even want my husband around that ish. No. He don't bring me around that ish. He cut off his toxic ass family and I cut off mine. Yes, I think the fear stops men from holding other men accountable. Yeah, exactly. Men are afraid of other men, but want to know why women are afraid of men. Men are clearly afraid of other men. This is clear. But they want to know why women are afraid of men. Like, come on. It's connect the dots. Pregnancy and asking for child support increases your homicide rates. Whoa. Whoa. That is a sad reality. That is a sad reality. Wow. Because it wasn't until you said that just now, Thiero. Is it Thiero or Thorough? Anyways. That it really hit me. That women have really lost their lives because they were pregnant by a man who happily went in raw. I'm talking about balls deep. Happily went in raw, but now they mad you pregnant. You were supposed to be magical and make sure him going in raw to have a good time so he could feel like a man. Nigga, you want to feel like a man? Get to work. Go build something. Why are you trying to jump in every woman you see raw? Chicken? Get out of here. I think that's gross. I've already told you. I don't like guys that are run through. That's just me. I don't find that to be alpha male behavior. I find it to be very beta behavior. To be a run through male. Sticking your thing in everything raw. And then also when they ask for child support, that's also something that women have lost their lives for. Very, very heartbreaking. Very disconcerting. Like, this is real life. People are in situations like this. And what I'm trying to tell y'all is, do everything you can to maximize not having to be in situations like this. Do everything you can. Vet. Use discernment. Get an education. Make money. Work for yourself. Don't wait for somebody to save you. Be aware. Educate yourself. Right? All of these things. Work on healing yourself. It was when I've done intensive healing work, and I've told you guys this for the past few years now. The more I do my healing work, the more I can see the hurt in others and realize that they're not for me. They're not for me. When you do your healing work and you elevate yourself and you level up and you put yourself in a position where you want to be, where you deserve to be, you'll be able to make better discernment about people who are trying to approach you and be in your life, and about why they're actually there, and if they have sincere intent, right? So, it's very sad that, okay, it's Thorough. Thank you, Thorough. I was like, it's probably not Thiero, okay? It's very sad that this is a reality for so many women. And the first and foremost to blame are the men that do these toxic things, the unhealed, unhinged, violent men that perpetuate violence against women and children. They're the first to blame for what they do. They're the first to blame. You know who's next to blame? the men who sit back and say nothing about it. And I mean that. Get these abusers out of the homes. Stop making your woman family members have to break bread with men who have abused them. And you know what? Look, this one was about dusty men. We've had discussions on this channel about abusive women. So like I said, miss me with the back and forth-ish. This topic is about why don't the good men step up and demand accountability from the men that are wreaking havoc. Why does TS still have a channel on YouTube if they're good men? Every good man out there should have made sure he shut that channel down. Every good man out there should have made sure he never was able to make a video on here again. They kick people off here all the time. So many Black women's channels have been shut down. So good men don't sit by and do nothing. Good men don't wait to be told when to go into the battlefield. And yes, if Safari was my husband, I would drag his behind into that house and make him do what he's supposed to do. And that's why Safari is not my husband. Because that's not something that I can tolerate. I can't see it for myself whatsoever, dealing with someone like that. So, thorough. I think it's actually indifference at the least and hate at the most that stops the so-called good ones from doing anything. If they cared at all, they would do something despite the fear. Absolutely, Ashley. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't care what nobody says. I'm sorry, but we got to cut the cap and get to the truth. The truth of the matter is, all right, divestors, that word, divestors, like so many other words, has been turned from a word used for empowerment into a word used to vilify and to scapegoat and right. So I don't use that word anymore. I might use divest every now and then, but I can explain to you guys these concepts without using that word, period. It is what it is because the word became too toxic. They dirtified it because they were mad about what it actually meant. Okay. Most of the people calling themselves divestors are actually investors. They're invested. Don't nobody got to talk about what these dudes do 24/7. I'm not talking about what they do. I'm talking about the impact of it all. And I think there's a difference. Okay? And I don't talk about them all the time because, again, I think that's weird to sit there and just the way they do to women. But look, at the same time, the fact that it's being done, oh, well, it is what it is. I've already said before, they did it to the women, so you reap what you sow. Not every woman is going to respond to that the way that I do. A lot of them are going to respond coming for y'all next. And it is what it is. That's how I feel, honestly. But the real divestors in the Black collective are Black men, are the Black men that date out. Everybody knows that. Are the Black men that date out. They date out more than all other men combined in the country. If you combined all other men in the country, all other groups of men, white men, Asian men, Hispanic men, Native men that date out, combined, their numbers don't compete or compare to how Black men date out. They are the real divestors. They don't care about the women. They don't care about the children. They don't care about community issues. They will nest in other communities happily, gladly. Look, I've heard a lot of Black women be like, my partner, I had to deal with a lot of racism from his family or his friends and people they hung out with. I couldn't deal with it. I left. These dusty dudes ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna leave because they're not wanted, because they don't care that they're not wanted. So they will happily nest. They don't get cues. Y'all know that. They don't get cues. They don't understand when somebody's telling them, I don't want you around. Go build your own because I don't want you around. They don't understand those cues. They're the real divestors, guys. Okay? They won. I'm sorry, but they won. On my channel, those are the real divestors. They don't care about Black women. They don't care about Black children. They don't care about themselves, Black men. They don't care about Black community issues. They don't care about racism. They don't. They don't. This is something that most Black women calling themselves divestors could never do. What these men have done for decades now. They're the real divestors. They're the real divestors. I'm sorry. We got to give it up for them. Give it up for the real divestors. I'm going to give it up for them because they showed y'all how to do it. They showed you how to do it. Right? All it costs is your dignity and your soul for moving how they move. But, hey, right? Being someone who lived in a woman's shelter for 8 months last year, I can confirm that leaving them is more risky, not to mention that the first year after separation is riskiest time for the woman. Very true, very true. The most dangerous time for a woman in a relationship is when she's going to leave. You're not, and that's for all women, right? The most dangerous time in a relationship for a woman is when she's going to leave. That sense of ownership, that's toxic. You don't own anybody. Nobody owns anybody. Nobody owes anybody. Nobody owes you to stay with you. You can work on a relationship. If you don't want to make it work, nobody owes you to stay with you. I'm sorry that happened to you, Carpathian Pixie. It's so unjust. It doesn't make sense. No accountability. These guys have to be ostracized for this behavior. And I'm telling you right now, that's what I do. Anyone with toxic behavior, I don't acknowledge them. Period. Start doing that in your lives. So at least you can say that you're finally standing up for something, that you're finally doing something instead of just talking about it. I've heard women say about their deadbeat dads, I want a relationship with him. For what? For what? I was going to say there is no reason whatsoever I would want a relationship with my biological father, but that's not true. If he won the lottery, okay? If he won the lottery, but this dumb nugget don't even play the lottery. I know that. He don't know nothing about numbers. He don't know nothing about numbers, but yeah, I would I'd be in his life if he won the lottery. Yeah, absolutely. I would be there for his final days, making sure the will was set in stone. Okay? But besides that, I don't want a dusty deadbeat around me. There's no feeling of family I have for that man. None. And I've never regretted it. I've never regretted not having a daddy around. I've never regretted it. I never felt I missed out on anything. Like I said, a lot of times these dudes come into the house, they're out of control. They're raging. They're anti-black. They're anti-black woman. If you're not gonna make shit better, then you're useless. You're worthless. And a lot of these dudes aren't here to make better. They're here waiting for people to make shit better for them. How is that the mark of a man? Waiting for people to make shit better for you. What great story do you know throughout history? I love watching, historical shows, right? Learning about, Rome and Caesar and great men, right? The samurais of Japan, great men. Now, one of them sat back and waited for something a woman was given to be given to him. There's no story you're going to hear of the great Dusty of 2021. He sat back and waited to be given things that were given to a woman because she has children to provide for. They said Caesar, the samurais of Japan, and the Dusty of 2021. No. One of these is not the same. You see, they don't study the greats. To learn how to be great. Oh, my daddy didn't teach me. Okay, then nobody daddy teach you. What's next? As if women are supposed to miss out on what a father has to teach. Oh, my mama was mean. Mama was mean to all of us. What's next? That doesn't excuse you. Doesn't give you a right to be a failure as an adult. You're not responsible for your trauma, but you're responsible for your healing. I'm going to repeat that all the time on this channel. You are not responsible for your trauma. You are responsible for your healing. How dare you go around other people, unhealed, volatile, hurting people, can't control yourself, get thee to a nunnery. Go take your behind to Tibet. It's 7 years in Tibet. Go stay in a monastery and pray about it. Why are you trying to lay up with a woman with your unhealed self? They do get cues. They're just pathetic. Oh, God. Facts. Facts. Of course, Carpathian Pixie. Thoughts of prisoners in New York City being released due to COVID. What? Hey, it is what it is. I said reform. We need reform. We need money to be going to the right places. We definitely don't need to have cops being given unlimited amounts of money to do programs with children that they don't care about, that they're just going to vilify once they turn 18. I don't believe that. That money should go to particularly black children, black teachers to help black children do programs, not these cops that will vilify them when they turn 18. And that's how I feel about the reform, defund, situation. I lived in New York through the stop and frisk era, okay? And everybody got treated like crap because of it. Everybody that lived in Brooklyn. I had a white girlfriend. She was walking her dog, and you're allowed to bring your dog with you underground into the subway. But a cop, grabbed her by the arm and, was very forceful with her, and used unnecessary force. I got a ticket for something I didn't deserve to get a ticket for. They were out of control. It's so many people I know in New York that have been violated. Look, I've been violated in New York. I was telling my story about being assaulted in New York to somebody, and he was like, yo, I was at the ATM, and this is a white guy. He was like, I was at an ATM, and I got stabbed. I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh, well. But, right? And this was when, right, the cops were there doing good. All I know is they need to focus on doing their job and stop being, stop over policing Black people and Black communities. But I mean, do I think prisoners should be released due to COVID? I mean, I don't know. I don't know the situation. I don't know what kind of prisoners are being released. If it's nonviolent offenders, I don't care. If it's nonviolent offenders, I don't care. I don't believe nonviolent offenders, except for deadbeat dads. Ha ha ha! Except for deadbeat dads. You can give them an opportunity or two, but look, bro, you're not gonna pay your child support. Put them behind bars. Put them behind bars. I don't believe nonviolent offenders should be, in jail with violent offenders. But I believe that anyone that is violent should be thrown away into jail. Violent people can't be reformed. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. And there's a lot of people that be like, I was attacked. My head was cut off. I don't care. They'll be like, my head was cut off. And I say, defund the police. Your whole head was cut off. But you still say defund the police. Okay, sure. I say when I was assaulted in New York, the cops didn't do shit for me. I will tell you that. They arrested the girl, the woman. I'm sorry, they arrested the woman. And it was a grown, unhinged, unhealed, unhealthy Black woman, twice my age, that assaulted me, mentally impaired. She should be in jail today. She should be in jail for what she did. Instead, she's free to hurt somebody else. She's free to hurt somebody else. She'll go out, she'll attack someone else, and they won't care because it's Black on Black crime. I promise you they won't care. I promise you. They don't care. In New York, all they care about is paying off police brutality cases. That's it. They don't care if you're hurt in that city. Okay? But then they want to set stuff up so that you can't even protect yourself while you're there. If you try to protect yourself, oh, you can't carry a weapon. You can't what? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I had some Fredo, some fettuccine Alfredo, yo, New York, come up to my car. Mad because I was halfway turned in the crosswalk. I was literally on the corner. Like, he could have walked around the car. But instead, he wants to come in my car. This happened a week or so ago. He wants to come to my car. Oh, New York, oh, fuck you. Oh, whoa. I was like, yo, what's up? What's up? Because people love to approach people on some, you're weaker than me-ish. No, I'll protect myself at all costs. You had a hard life, bruh? So have I. What's up? And it's sad it's got to be that way. But I'm going to protect myself at all costs. You're not going to just run up on me, bruh. I know how you unhinged motherfuckers think. Get the strap. I know how these unhinged motherfuckers think. I told you they come in all shades and sizes. Get the strap. Get the strap. Okay? She. All right? There it is right there, a John B. fan. Oh my goodness. My husband wishes he was John B. Don't listen to what people say. And you know, all John B. kids is biracial. They're biracial. He lived that life. He wasn't JT. He wasn't just talking it. He lived it. Okay, John B. with the connected goatee. I want a John B. Gotta have a connected goatee. Suck up on my, okay, anyways, that's some bars. Bars. If you stay long enough, you might get bars. You might get bars, okay? So basically, he wasn't a protector. He needs to provide, protect, and produce. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Thank you. That's it right there. Provide, protect, and produce, okay? Like the recycle sign, in case you dusties don't understand it, all right? Somebody make me that provide, protect, and produce with the recycle sign. Provide, protect, produce, and close the loop. You gotta make songs for them to do the right thing. Or else they won't understand it. Okay? Provide, protect, produce, and close the loop with the three little arrows. You gotta do all of them to be a man. But you'll listen to Kitten Scaniels talking about some, we count marriages over here, 2 failed marriages. We count marriages over here. Doesn't teach his audience of predominantly dusty males, doesn't teach them how to get married. Doesn't teach them how to get married because they obviously don't know. They're not married. It's not hard. Find a woman, treat her right, get married. She got to be light-skinned and perfect. Okay. Okay. Good luck, guys. One prisoner did get released because of COVID, and he killed the aunt and uncle that took him in along with his 4-year-old niece. He was fixing potatoes to eat them with. What the hell? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Jeez. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's scary, dangerous times. It really is. Oh. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. I got to make dinner. It's 9 o'clock, you know. I have to submit. My husband is the head, okay? And I am the fingernails. I must submit, okay? So, actually, I'm having sushi tonight, so he's on his own because he doesn't eat sushi. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and get these videos into the algorithm so people know what's up, so that they know that there's real good conversation to be had on here, and we can talk about these issues and you know, work on our healing and growing. I'm so happy that you guys joined me tonight. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.